Hello everyone and welcome to this Python for Absolute Beginners course. So I'm here on my Jupyter Notebook window and here I'm going to launch and create a new notebook. Of course, if you are already aware of how you can work with, for example, Visual Studio Code and Python scripts, you can use that with no problem at all. You just have to run the code that we will do throughout the lectures in some place that interprets Python code. Find that for teaching, Jupyter Notebooks is a really great tool, or Jupyter Lab, for example, if you also want to use it. Those are great tools to showcase code and text at the same time, and we can discuss some of the concepts that we will learn. So that's why we'll be using this throughout the rest of the course. So by this time, you should already have set up the Jupyter Notebook window, or at least Jupyter Notebooks inside your virtual environment or conda environment as we've created it. So make sure that this environment is up and running because we will need it throughout the course. Check the lectures again if you have any question in the last case. After trying all the things that I've said in those lectures, hit me with a message if you are having any trouble to configure this type of environment in your computer. I hope not. I've also left some resources that you can look and find information. So let's go and jump right into our notebooks, having here an overview of Jupyter Notebooks also at the same time. Before we start, I would like to tell you a bit more about the course and how this will go throughout the lectures. This is the folder where I have the course materials. I'm recording this as I'm developing the different materials for the course. That's why we only have 3 folders here. In subsequent sections, you'll have more folders that I've already written the scripts to. So here inside each of these folders, you can access notebooks that I've already done so that I'm explaining the concept on those notebooks. For example, I've opened here Python intro using Python as a calculator, which will be the one that we will follow in this section. And you have here all the details that you can read off, or if you have something that you didn't pick up during the lectures, hopefully here in this notebook you will find more information. Let me also zoom this one a bit because for the Udemy window it's easier to see it in this way. Okay, cool. There you go. Here you have these notebooks, but of course it will be more interesting for us to code along during these lectures. I'll try to replicate as much of the code that I have here, but of course I'll do some experiments or live experiments that will help us understand Python programming a bit better. Okay, so I'll always try to explain every concept that I'm doing at least once. That means that for this course you don't need any knowledge in any programming language. Okay, that's my goal, and that's the deal that I'm doing with you when you bought this course. We'll try to develop everything from scratch. If you think that something is not clearly explained or I'm jumping in any concept, feel free to send me a message and we'll talk about it, and or I'll change the course. I'll try to explain it a bit better. So my goal here is that by the end of the course you are able to code in Python without any issue. Of course, you will not be an expert in Python after the end of this course because that requires a lot of practice, but at least you'll be prepared to become that expert with the tools that I'm giving you. I think that it would be irresponsible to tell you that you would be an expert after a course of 10 or 20 hours, which will be the time that this course should have. Okay, I think that's not responsible to say because being an expert in Python requires that you practice a lot of code, but I'll hope to give you the tools for you to practice, and I hope that I give you the most important concepts around Python language. Okay, so let's start and let's investigate a bit more of Jupyter Notebooks. I'll see you in the next lecture.